Safety is definitely number one on anyone's list when you're thinking about where you want to raise your family. In this video, we're going to break down the entire Phoenix metro area and we're going to let you know, is it safe or not? Hello, this is Sheryl Willis over at the Real Agent Now group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. And if this is the first time to our channel, you're going to want to tap that little subscribe button and click that little bell so that you are notified each and every time we release a new video. Look, we are getting dozens of calls every single day, and we love it. Look, if you're thinking about moving to the Phoenix area and you're worried about what areas are the safest for your family, what is it like to live in the city versus on the outskirts? Are you looking at the high density downtown where the hustle and bustle and restaurants and shopping and everything are located? Well, you know what? Phoenix isn't like that. We don't necessarily have a core downtown, and so you have to think about more of all the different downtowns in the greater Phoenix area. So you're going to want to make sure you watch our videos. We have a whole library of all different type of downtowns and areas in the greater Phoenix area. And if you are thinking of moving here and you want to know which part of the town works best for you, and again, more specifically about safety, crime rate, homelessness, everything, we're going to cover it in this video, but you have got to pick up that phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, weekends. We got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona. All right, guys, let me tell you, I know everybody loves to go online and try and do their research. It is unbelievable how inaccurate, how vague, how old, or just flat out wrong the information is online. There are some great websites that work well to give you a better idea of what's going on in the Phoenix area. So I'm going to highlight those as well, because I'm going to show you where I got the information because I live it here and I know what's going on. And let me tell you, the media doesn't report everything correctly. All right. Here's the entire greater Phoenix area. So when you're online and you're looking up Phoenix, it is only pulling up the gold area identified right here, which is smack dab in the middle of the Phoenix metropolitan area. Phoenix was originally established in the 1800s. It became a city in the early 1900s. But you know what? We weren't much of a city until 1980. Back in 1980, there was in the entire Phoenix metro area 1.4 million people. Today, there is over 5 million people that call the Phoenix metro area home. So sometimes, and I've even called back some people that, say, hi, this is Sheryl with living in Phoenix. They're like, oh no, I'm not looking to look in Phoenix. I want to live in Chandler or Glendale or Peoria or whatever. And I'm like, well, this is Phoenix metro area. So for us locals, we just kind of use the slang term and call it Phoenix. But Phoenix is much more. But here is the problem. When you go online, when you look up Phoenix, it doesn't give you a real good assessment of what's going on in the greater Phoenix area. In fact, in the city of Phoenix, you are going to find some of the lowest price properties and areas, as well as the highest price areas. Literally, from right now, you can pick up a property for $200,000 in the city of Phoenix, all the way to $20 million. So if you haven't lived here, and even if you were here on vacation, how are you gonna know which part of Phoenix works best for you? Now that you've seen the whole city, let's take a quick look at what the crime map looks like. So as you can see right here, crimegrade.org. government website will show you exactly what's going on. Now, it's not going to show you every little city, so I've kind of highlighted the areas that I would consider safe, but you still need to call us, because I have to tell you, let's talk a little bit about that. Let's start at the 12 o'clock time frame, right around okay, if I can't say it, you can't say it. Cave Creek and Carefree area. And we can even pick, well, let's just stick with those two. So those two cities, it doesn't matter where you live, you're going to be in an A+ community. Extremely safe. It is a little pricey. A lot of very eclectic homes built into the boulders, desert landscaping. A lot of artists live up this way. It is honestly one of the most beautiful areas of the greater Phoenix area, and prices will definitely reflect that. Now, if we go a little over Scottsdale, now here's surprising to a lot of people. Just because it has a Scottsdale address doesn't mean it's 100% safe well, nowhere in the world is 100% safe, but it's not safe everywhere. If you think of the higher density populated areas, which I'll give you the 2 zip codes, 85251 and 85257, that's going to be the zip code around Old Town. Old Town is the Scottsdale that everybody goes to when they're on vacation. So if you've been out here and you've been on vacation, I promise you, you have at least visited there because it's one of the top spots in America actually for visiting. Look, if we go back 20, 30 years ago, Arizona was predominantly a resort town, golf, spas, shopping, restaurants, events, festivals. That's what Scottsdale was. So when you look at where the housing is, where around Old Town, that's going to be the older homes built in 1950 to 1970, bungalow style. That's also, believe it or not, going to be where the least expensive is. 85251, the south part, and 85257. Now, 85257, if you look at Scottsdale closely, there are some orange areas or yellow areas. So where the homes are more affordable, that's where there tends to be a higher crime rate. Why? Because that's the oldest part of Scottsdale. If you go to any large city, anywhere in America, you are going to find a higher crime rate in the downtown district. It's just kind of how it works. So Scottsdale, in many areas, it is extremely low crime rate and some not. So again, you're going to want to pick up that phone if Scottsdale is important to you so that we can get you in the right area within Scottsdale. I'll tell you, people don't believe this. Mesa is one of the safest parts of the greater Phoenix area because all they're thinking about is the old Mesa. I know that sounds weird. We have an old and a new, and we actually have, in my opinion, we have 3 Mesas. We have the old, and the old would be along Interstate 60, just north of it. That's not a very good area. I'm going to flat out tell you, I would not put my family there. So I would not recommend that other than investors. You know, some of these lower price points have great tenants, life tenants, and so it wouldn't necessarily be a bad purchase for investors, but that's a different conversation. To live there, the other 2 parts of Mesa, the first part is the northeast part. That's going to be stunning, beautiful mountain views. And let me tell you, this mountain outside of Mesa is called Superstition Mountains. And I don't care which mountain you go to in all the greater Phoenix area, we have mountains everywhere. These are my most favorite desert mountains ever. Big old fat saguaro cactuses and all different types of cactus. It's not just saguaros, or it's not just aloe vera, or it's not just the mesquite or this or that. I mean, there's so prickly pear. I can't even name them all. Jumping cholla. Yeah, we really have jumping cholla. Those are the ones that people say jump on you. And what it is the cactus have little hooks on them. So when you go to I'm not kidding you, it happened to me. Got on my dog too. Go to take it off, it then sticks to you and splits in 2. And then you got one here, and then it feels like they're jumping on you. But anyway, Mesa has some of the most amazing views, and they're half price of Scottsdale, just to let you know. Now, the other part of Mesa that I absolutely love is the southeast part of Mesa, and that is going to be a ton of new communities. My most favorite is Eastmark. If you are raising a family and you are looking for a community that has great schools right smack dab in the middle, there is a basis school located there, and you're looking for that family, community, safe, proximity, amenities, you're going to want to look at Eastmark. Just letting you know. Now, as we kind of go around that, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, we have Gilbert, Queen Creek, and Chandler all kind of lumped together. And let me tell you kind of what's happened in the Southeast Valley. And actually, Ahwatukee is part of that too. In fact, all the cities that I just mentioned, Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler, Queen Creek, Ahwatukee, and Tempe are kind of all built together in the Southeast Valley. The Southeast Valley as a whole is the most completely, I don't even know what words to use. It has best freeway system, the best school system, the best shopping, the best restaurants. Now, I wouldn't say it has the best shopping over everywhere, but it has high ratings on every single one of these different type of, different ways we can scale down the city, all in one place. Scottsdale has a lot of these same things, but they don't have the freeway system. They don't have many public schools that are top rated. It is rather expensive in the Scottsdale Scottsdale area. So when you're looking in the Southeast Valley, you have, let's just say, a very high rating of everything that's normally important to a homeowner. So Chandler in 1980, and that's when the greater Phoenix area really just started to explode. Ironically, that is when Intel came to the greater Phoenix area and they called Chandler home. And from that, Chandler has become a major technology hub for all different types of technology: semiconductor, bioscience, medical, financial, insurance. It is all in Chandler. Chandler alone, just Chandler, houses over 250,000 jobs, high-paying jobs. I'm not talking about everything that all the other cities have. Some of the other parts of the greater Phoenix area, we have a massive explosion of manufacturing, distribution centers. We are seeing that. It is crazy. In fact, Arizona has created on an average over 100,000 jobs per year. And we are slated to be the #1 job creator in America over the next 8 years. So what's going on with the market right now, and let's kind of step back from our crime grade map and let's talk about that. What's going on with the real estate market? I think that's really important that we touch on that, because if you're thinking about buying, you're probably thinking, is this the right time to buy? So the greater Phoenix area before COVID, we were seeing an average about 200 people every day coming into our county. Now, this also included live birth. And I remember the market in 2018 and 2019, and it was still getting very competitive as we recovered from the market decline from 2009 forward. And if you think about it, and you look at what the news and everybody's talking about interest rates, before the market crashed in 2009, interest rates had never gone below 5%, like never. But in order to jumpstart our country, we all of a sudden started to see as low as in the 2s. Like, it was insane. And I can't tell you how many buyers that I was like, now's the time to get in. Prices are low and interest rates low. And they just thought they had forever. Those same people that still never got in the market are now really going, I coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? We all do. In fact, one of my jokes is best time to buy real estate was 5 years ago. So when COVID hit, first we had that freak out for about 3 weeks, and then everybody started to figure out what's important to them, right? Job, family, time, proximity, like really weighing out pros and cons. And so when many people decided that it was no longer worth living in the area for whatever reason, or even people that lived here, like all of a sudden they had these small homes that they thought would be okay, and they realized they needed a larger home. Or the opposite, people that were living in other areas in big homes and they realized, I don't need a big home, I'm going to downsize. It was a great time back then to do a downsize. Now, in 2020 and moving forward, that number went from 200 people per day to over 330, and that didn't include live births. That's per day. We are still seeing over 300 people per day moving into the greater Phoenix area. Now, when you're looking at what's going on in the rest of the world, I shouldn't say the total world, the US, inflation is at a 40-year high. So when we were looking, I'm thinking last winter, and we were seeing real estate numbers at their very highest. We were seeing inflation starting to kick us in the butt. And what really killed me was having to talk to buyers that didn't have $50, $100, more $100,000 to buy this home and compete with 25 to 50 offers. One of my listings had over 80 offers, and it was over $100,000. And let me tell you, when the home didn't appraise, it was the buyer that had to bring in that extra cash. So if a buyer called me last October, November, and said, I want to buy a house and I only have 5% to put down, there was really no possible way that they could get into the market, because they were competing against people that had that 5% plus another 15%. So they could put down 20%, which the most solid buyer, you could have better than that. You could have a cash buyer. Not to mention, we had a ton of cash buyers. So it was heartbreaking watching these buyers having to give up so much. They had to buy homes sight unseen. There was one real estate company that had a very large listing share in the greater Phoenix area, and they would convince their sellers to ask way over list price, no repairs, no showings, and they would get them an offer where the buyer waives absolutely everything and has never even seen the house. And this real estate company and the builders are what really perpetuated the market nastiness. Now, the good thing is those buyers that got into a home, they got great interest rates, and chances are extremely high that they've, with the appreciation since they bought, they've already made up that gap. And so they are in the black. Now though, the buyers today, although they're paying 1% to 2% higher than they were, they don't have to bring in 20% down. They don't have to pay $50,000 or $100,000 over the market value. They don't have to buy homes in despair. They don't have to waive inspections. I am telling you, the people that have continuously waited to buy a home are just looking for excuses to not buy a home. They're not going to buy. And everybody is waiting for that market crash. Well, let me tell you, as being the #1 job creator in America, still being relatively affordable compared to any of the larger metropolitan areas, we are the 5th largest metropolitan area, which, by the way, also has one of the lowest cost of living. So the cost of living in the greater Phoenix area is still extremely affordable when compared to any of the other larger areas. Most of the people that are moving here for either they have gotten a high technology job or a higher paying job to move here, or they are keeping their high paying job and they're able to bring it with them. So here's one of my favorite websites to go to. It's bestplaces.net, and they have a feature that says compare city, and you can put in the city that you are coming from. And I would highly recommend, like I was saying, you can't put in Phoenix because Phoenix is just one city. It's really kind of hard to use these wonderful websites to compare. So if you're in the technology industry, you're probably going to put either Chandler, Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, and I wouldn't even pick Peoria, even though that's where Taiwan Semiconductor is going, because let's go back to that crime rate map, because I want to talk to you about how different these areas are. So we know in the Mesa, Gilbert, Queen Creek, Chandler, and Ahwatukee area, that's the Southeast Valley, you are predominantly going to be in a very safe community that offers absolutely everything. If you're looking for something that feels more city, then we'll get you into maybe Chandler. If you're looking for something more family, we're going to get you into Gilbert. If you're looking into kind of a rural feel, but still family and not too far out, that would be Queen Creek. And Ahwatukee, what a hidden gem. If you want to live near trails or have mountain views, that is a place to take a look at. Now, if we continue around at 7 o'clock is Estrella. Now, I put Estrella because if you'll notice, the southern part of Estrella is where it's the deepest green, and we can go up a little bit higher to the Goodyear just north of Interstate 10. Although the other areas are still highly rated and being a safe area, most of the people that come here, they really don't resonate with that part of Goodyear. And I'll tell you, most of the people, it's interesting, in the Northwest love this side of town, in the southwest part of the valley. So I would either recommend in the Estrella Mountain Park Range, it's unbelievable. There is a huge community lake, and part of the HOA is sailing lessons. You don't get that in Phoenix. See how I said Phoenix? So Phoenix metro area. Also in the northern part of Goodyear, which is just like attached to Litchfield Park. It's like one side of the street is Goodyear and one side of the street is Litchfield Park. Whoa. If you are in this area, wow, do I have some amazing neighborhoods to show you, even in affordable pricing. There are old neighborhoods that have been completely redone, as well as relatively new and even brand new communities in Litchfield Park. But let me point out real quick, again, the orange area that's immediately west of this area, this is public land. This isn't developed. So when you see the orange, don't freak out, because again, you're thinking, oh, I live right by a high crime rate area. That is probably 1 or 2 incidences that happen with 0 residents. So that's why the numbers come up kind of skewed. And again, it's important to work with us so that we can kind of guide you. Because would I say that Litchfield Park is wow in the entire city? I would not. And the reason I'm saying I would not is there is a lot of newer developments in Litchfield Park that is so far out from everything. I personally wouldn't like it. I like having things within proximity. And when I say proximity, I mean like I need a grocery store within 5 to 10 minutes. I need a gas station even closer, just in case. And I need some sort of shopping enjoyment and entertainment. So if we go up a little bit further on the northwest side, we're going to see, notice how I pointed Glendale from way out there. And let me show you the map showing you the city of Glendale. The city of Glendale is kind of a reverse L. And so there are good parts of Glendale. There's bad parts of Glendale. There's also some of my favorite parts of Glendale called Arrowhead. So some of Glendale is good and some of it isn't. So you're going to have to give us a call and so we can direct you. You can't just go online and type in Glendale, right? And the same thing with Peoria. There are parts of Peoria that are absolutely stunning, and there are some parts of Peoria that are very scary. So we want to make sure that we get you in the right area. And so again, it's really important. Sometimes I'll talk to someone and they'll say, I want to live in Peoria, and then they're seeing these other homes. I'm like, well, you mean you want this zip code or you want this part, and maybe we want to go to Glendale. They're like, no, I don't want Glendale. I'm like, yeah, but what about this part of Glendale? And they're like, oh yeah, you're right. So if you see, it's kind of hard to map around if you've never been here. And like I said, if you've been on vacation out here, chances are you're looking at different areas for different reasons. And even if you're driving around, what you're probably doing is just going, ooh, I like this neighborhood, or ooh, I don't like this neighborhood. You don't know what the price points are. You have no idea what's going on for the area. And you can't judge a book by its cover. You might see a really nice neighborhood and maybe it's not. So as you can see, there's a lot of little intricacies throughout the greater Phoenix area or the Phoenix metropolitan area. We would love to help you figure out what part of town is going to work best for you. Look, when you're searching online right now, all you're looking is at the aesthetics and the price. And you're probably looking at all the price reductions. Well, let me tell you, the price reductions is because we're having a little bit of a market correction, just like everyone else in the United States. When I say market corrections, I do not mean prices. I do not mean purchase prices. What we are seeing is list prices. We are dealing with thousands of unrealistic sellers. And so we're going to go through that 5 stages of grief. We're going to have denial. We're going to have anger. But I promise you, probably within the next 30 to 60 days, we're going to see a lot more of acceptance. So if you are thinking about moving anywhere in the greater Phoenix area, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, or weekends. We got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona. Until next time, see you soon. Be kind. Bye.